Hey guys, it's me, Growlbittz. It's been a while, I know. It's been very uneventful. Lots of things been going on. Pretty busy, pretty distracted, pretty unmotivated, but as I promised for my birthday, I would start like planning new episodes of this of music time. So, today what we're going to learn about. I used to do like 3-in-1s, like I would be like, oh, three like things you would learn in one. But honestly, if I want to like do more videos, I should probably split it up into like different parts in like different videos. So this one's going to be about chains and returns. And I'm pretty sure you've heard a lot of people say how returns are very powerful. So what I'm going to do is get a kit. Let's get like a random kit. I'm using kits a lot, and I know I could build my own, but I don't know. It's fun. It's really fun. I could just like drop them in and just start playing on my keyboard, just like turn on the fucking mode. I remember how it works. Like, yeah. So let's do like a random drum line. I don't know, like 128, I guess. Something simple. Okay, so add your compression, like parallel compression. You know how that works. You add your compression, your attack if you want, and then you would do like 50-50, right? You know, it's pretty good, but have you noticed something? Have you noticed that turning it up still makes it sound stronger than when you do this? You don't know why that is? Because it's the same as having this one compressed and this one uncompressed, but then having them turned down. So what I'm trying to say is, instead of going, you get 100% of compression, like the compressed version, and 100% of the uncompressed version, you're actually getting 50% of the compressed version and 50% of the uncompressed version. And, you know, I guess you could also turn it up, I suppose, but instead of getting only half of both worlds, why not get all of both worlds? So what we're going to do is click on the compressor. You Control G, click on this chain button, right click here in this empty space and create a chain. Not put anything in it. Now we have a compressed version and a uncompressed version, and you'll notice that it'll sound way louder, as opposed to just this. Especially when you apply the makeup gain. Like, what is this hitting at? Like, yeah, so like 9. Same thing for this. 50. Way better. So instead of settling for half of both worlds, settle for all of both worlds. And you can do the same thing with a return track. But a return track is more universal. So you could like, it's the same thing, but it's more universal. So a bunch of things go into the parallel, which, you know, it's a little bit more versatile, I suppose, or like a little bit more controlled and organized. But I personally just like to do chains, because with chains you have so many options. You can apply individual effects to things, you know, all that good stuff. So for example, if I wanted distortion, but like I wanted to, for example, have it only be like the high end, instead of like messing around with this and stuff, I could go ahead and add a chain. As long as you have a chain with nothing on it, like the regular one, you could have two versions, the saturated version and the non-saturated version, and then just control how much of it you want. It's very, very versatile. Like if I only wanted the high mid end to have it, as opposed to just doing this, not as much control, because then you add this and then everything gets affected. You don't want that. You want to have a version that has nothing on it, and then your actual wet version, which you can mix in. You can add chains to the actual chain itself. And as you notice, you have a lot more control because the main one, the dry one, will always be the loudest. So it doesn't mess with the original sound. And that's great too if you want to add like reverb. Like, for example, let's go ahead and just delete the saturated version. We got a reverb before the compressor. We group it, we do the same process. We turn the wet all the way up, and now we have a reverb that we technically don't even have to sidechain because it's in its own lane. It's not affecting the dry version. Of course, if you want to add sidechain, that's fine. Just so it, doesn't actually interfere with the... It's not actually affecting the attack of the dry version, but it is a good idea to add some sidechain so they kind of like take turns, they don't mess with each other, something like that. But of course, it's not necessary at all because, as you notice, there is zero wetness in here and zero dryness in this. Just remember, have the mix turned all the way up. Same thing for like a delay. Same thing for basically anything. If you want to add a strange effect, like a frequency shifter or something, just go ahead. You want that frequency shifter to have like a vocoder on top of it? That's fine too. Because it's not affecting the original version. So instead of mixing, messing around with the mix knob, bring it all the way up and add it to a chain. Now, this, you don't have to do this. I'm not saying do this because it'll mess up everything if you don't. It's just that it works better for what it does. So if, for example, you just want to have true parallel, you would have 100% compressor, 100% compressed, 100% dry, and you could also do it the return route. But if you want to have it affecting a specific thing, if a specific instrument, Live's chaining works so much better. And as a example, what I like to do is for drums, I like to add a vocoder for kicks and snares. So I get this kick. Say any kick, really. I haven't used cymatics in a while. I don't know. Just this kick. And let's say I want to add like a vocoder on it. You'll notice that it makes it sound more powerful, but it kind of destroys the high end. So what can we do? Well, you can't really mix it in because it'll cause phasing issues. So do the old trick that I showed you. And now you'll notice you got the original version and this version, but oh no, it's clipping. Well, that's easy. Turn down the vocoder version. Or, just mess around with EQ, add a limiter, add a compressor to it. And now you got the best of both worlds. So try that in your mixes, try adding chains. So for anything that's not live, you could also do it with FL Studio's Patcher. That also works. Not too sure about any other DAW. I'm mostly just working with FL and live. But with any DAW that allows returns, any like professional DAW, there will be returns. So it's essentially the same thing, but live just has chains and FL Studio has Patcher. It just makes everything just so much better because with return tracks, they're great for universal, like a universal effect, like everything having the same reverb, the same distortion, same delay. It's very good for organization, but for specific things with specific effects that, you want the best of both worlds, nothing really affecting the dry signal, chains is your best bet. Not to mention with the latest version of Live, you have even more macros. So that's great for people who make dubstep or bass music, or just have racks, because racks are very versatile as well. I might do a video on them. So yeah. And just as a treat, we'll take a quick look at my upcoming remix, VIP, reboot of The Lonely Robot. Yes, I know there's like 3 versions of it now. You got the unreleased remix, the VIP, and now this. I know, I just love The Lonely Robot, okay? But this is a reboot of it. Like, this is will be the final time I do it. Because, like, the original, in my opinion, was just great. So I decided that, it's so old, let's just make a new version. But, okay, that's not the point of this. The point of this is, let's take a look at it, and we'll see how I used the chains to make this song. So right here, we got a saw group, which... Oh, look at that. We're already using it. We got a modulation for the volume of the delay. You can see it's not affecting the original dry signal. No compression on it though. Okay, let's not, maybe not that one. Let's look at one that has some more active chain. Don't think you have a chain. I have a Haas effect. Oh, that's another thing. A very, very cool trick you could do for those of you who are a big fan of the Haas effect. You could basically get any sound. Like you can, let me see if I can find it again. I lost it. God damn it, I lost it. I had it in my sights and then I fucking lost it. Okay, so the Haas effect. So you make a chain, and within that chain, you make two chains, one right, one left, and then you add a delay all the way up with 5 millisecond. Well, like with like very detailed fine tuning on the delay time. Set it to 5 milliseconds. So you could set it to more or less, whatever you want, but that could cause some like grittiness. But, you know, you experiment with it. Essentially, what you're doing is you're slightly delaying one of them. Doesn't really matter which one. And then, boom, you have a Haas effect. And that is specifically this one. We take that away. Do be wary, though, because it does raise the volume a little bit. So that's why I lowered the volume a little bit there. So, yeah, that's a very, that's another thing you can do with chains. Basically, you could do a lot of different things. It's very, very versatile. Chains are just so powerful. Same thing with Patcher. Hell, I think Patcher's been more versatile, but I might be wrong about that. I haven't used FL Studio in a while. I think that's it. I'm just going to show you guys like how I used it. I don't think I have anything else that's anything like too complicated. But just to give you guys like an example of how versatile chains are. My song Outer Worlds, the main bass, the like a dead mousey bass that I made by accident. It has about like 7 chains, and each of them has like 7 different effects, and it's just one instrument with just a bunch of chains, and it's super organized. Like it's nothing like this. It's just like one big thing. Like this. That's how powerful it is. And it's also great for organization as well. Like this one has like some very slight reverb. This one has like glue compressor for multi parallel, and then you got like some weird effects I think here, like with grain delay and like beat repeat. Beat repeats here somewhere, but I know it. I know I have it. But yeah, you get the point. I hope you guys enjoyed. Hope you guys found this very helpful. I hope you'll use it in your songs. It's very versatile. And again, I might make a version for Patcher, but it's essentially the same thing. You know, just you can make 2 different versions for Patcher. You know, for the signal, you dry and wet. You know. Just make sure to have the wet set all the way up to 100%. And if you just want it to be quieter, just set the actual chain volume down. And that's it for this video. I'll make a part 2 because this is a 3-parter soon, hopefully. Life's a bit busy, but I think part 2, I haven't found what part 2 should be, but I have it in my notes around there. But I will definitely keep you guys updated on Instagram, Twitter, whatever. See you guys next time.